Shabbat Shalom, everyone. That wasn't very good. I know we can do better than that. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're improving, but we have not yet hit peak. Shabbat Shalom. So much better. I want to wish you a Chag Sameach as well.
Chag Sameach.
A very happy Chanukah. Please join in this little melody. Should be ringing familiar to many of you. A familiar Chanukah tune, just the words la la la. We're not going to sing the full text of this song, but it should bring back memories of Chanukah's past. Please join me. Yai hi la la yai hi la la ya la 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 yai la yai la 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 ya la 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 yai la 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 ya la 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 yai la 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 ya la 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 yai la la Let me hear you guys sing it. Yeah. I cannot hear you. So much better. Give me all you got. Ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la. Shabbat has come on the second night of Chanukah. Raise your hand if you lit the candle last night. Very good. The candles, shamash and first candle. That makes two. Very good. Raise your hand if you brought your Chanukah tonight to light candles here. It's outstanding. This is one of my favorite customs here at Leobeck Temple. This is what happens when you hang around too long. I can't remember when we came up with doing this. It was a long time ago. Rabbi Bernie, do you remember us not doing this?
No.
So it's at least 10 years. That's what we can now verify, that it was sometime over 10 years ago that we started fusing Shabbat and Chanukah in this exact way, inviting our entire community to bring their Chanukah and to fill this sanctuary with light. And so, man, do we need that light this year. Comes at a time where a room filled with light is an especially important blessing. And so I want to say thank you. You should say thank you. When you're enjoying dinner tonight, say thank you to somebody who you maybe didn't even know, who came to Shabbat services tonight to help us create this moment. The light that's going to fill this room is only a reality because you are here. It is only a reality because you are here. And so we are super grateful. I'm looking around this sanctuary. I'm seeing longtime members of this temple who go back a lot longer than me at Leobeck. It's hard to imagine, but there are people who go back even a lot longer than me at Leobeck Temple. I'm seeing new members, brand new, in our congregation this year. I'm seeing visitors to our congregation. Welcome to all of you who are celebrating Shabbat and Chanukah with us. And I see everything in between. That's exactly the way it ought to look. So, you received two supplements tonight. One of them is our Shabbat prayer supplement. That's the bigger page. But then you have this little guy right here. Now, you're probably familiar with the fact that the tradition is to recite the Shechianu, the third blessing, only on the first night of Hanukkah. So you're kind of ringing in the holiday with Shechianu. That means that if you look at this front page that has the three blessings, we're actually only going to make the first two of them because last night was for Shechianu. The first blessing is the blessing acknowledging the mitzvah, the commandment of bringing Shabbat light and Chanukah light, to this holiday. And then the second one, which is an acknowledgement of the miracles that took place for our ancestors way back when and the role that we have in creating the miracles that fill this world now. God knows the world needs our miracles. We need to be the ones that summon God's strength to create new wonders at a time where our hearts are low. And so with that in mind, we're going to recite these two blessings together, and then we're going to fill this place with song while you guys come forward, after we make the blessings, you guys come forward and kindle your Hanukkah lights. I do want to make sure that everybody remembers the traditional way to do this, of course. First, you light the shamash first, and you use the shamash, the guiding candle, to kindle the other two lights. We place them in the Chanukah from which side to which side? Very good. This is Rabbi Bernie. Rabbi Bernie is not only our rabbi, she's also
Jewish education.
She's also the director of lifelong learning at Leo Beck Temple, and I am pleased to see that many, both adults and children, have the proper answer to this question.
I'm very proud.
Props to you, Rabbi Bernie. So the candles go in right to left. What direction do we light them? They are brilliant. That's very good. So yes, set them in right to left. Kindle the newest one first. So the one that's on the left reaching end first. You kindle the new night first, and then the night before. Making sense? Let's join together on the supplemental page in making these blessings. Please join with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoteinu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. Beautiful singing tonight. I got to sing that way all night long as we enjoy this service with one another. I want to invite you to come on forward. If you've got a Chanukah that you haven't set up here already, you can still put it up there. It's not too late. But everybody come on forward now that we've made the blessings. Before we launch into Shabbat, we've got to kindle our Shabbat, our Hanukkah lights, and celebrate the gift of lighting lights. Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let say amen. Oh, hear my prayer. Oh, hear my prayer. I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say amen. Try it with me. Oh, hear my prayer. Oh, hear my prayer. I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say let us light these lights. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say amen. It's not about you. That always, for me, not only does it summon the joy and the beauty of Hanukkah's past, but it summons the extraordinary, joyful, loving chaos of Torah service on the high holy days. Doesn't it just kind of bring you back to Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, where there's just this long, loping time, not only to bring the light, but to greet one another, to enjoy the gift of being with one another, you know? None of us are ever going to take that for granted anymore after that pandemic. It made it impossible for us to even be with the people we loved the very most. We're not going to take for granted anymore what it's like for us to fill up this room, not only with light, but with each other's spirits. So I'm glad, super grateful, all joking aside, for the return of that beautiful chaos that we embrace on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, yes, as the Torah works its way through the sanctuary, but also as we kindle Hanukkah light. So, we have been lamp lighters on this Shabbat. The great Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson taught a story about a chassid who once asked, Rebbe, what is the task of a Jew in the world? And the Rebbe answered, a Jew is to be a lamplighter on the streets of the world. In old times, there was a person in every town who would was responsible for lighting the gas street lamps with a light that invariably it was a he. Now it could be a she. But then he would carry this light on the end of a long pole. And on the street corners, the lamps were there ready to go, waiting to be lit. And the lamplighter has this pole back then that was there with a flame that had been supplied by the town to bring the light out into the community. And that lamplighter was the one who knows that the fire is not actually his own. It belongs to the community. He gets the gift of being the emissary, bringing that light out for everyone to share. And so the chassid asked, what if the lamp is in a desolate wilderness? Nobody's around. And the Rebbe answered, then too, one has to light it. Let it be noted that there is a wilderness, and let the wilderness feel ashamed before the light. But what if the lamp is in the midst of a sea? The chassid asked. Well, then you have to take off your clothes, and you got to jump into the water and light it there. That's the Jew's mission. The Rebbe thought for a long moment and answered, yep, that is the Jew's calling. But the chassid said, Rebbe, I don't see any lamps. And the Rebbe answered, that is because you are not yet a lamplighter. How does one become a lamplighter, he asked. One has to begin with oneself. Cleansing oneself, becoming more spiritually refined, finding the light within. Then you have the capacity to see the other person as a source of light too. Even the person who you disagree with the most. Even the person who challenges every ideal. That's where you're able to discover the light. We have arrived at this Shabbat of Chanukah feeling like we are trying to light the lamp in the middle of a desolate wilderness, or perhaps in the middle of a dark and vast sea. How do we begin? We begin with ourselves. And Shabbat is for that. Let this Shabbat of Chanukah be our time for renewing that reach that we do, that reach into ourselves, to become the sources of light that we dream to be, to become the sources of light that this world desperately needs for us to be. The celebration of Shabbat begins with the singing of the Chadodi, which you can find on pages 20 and 21. We're going to sing those first two verses on page 20, and then we'll sing the top and bottom verses on 21. So that's verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And your job is not only to fill this space with beautiful music, but to begin summoning that light in this desolate wilderness. That light that only you represent, that only you can bring, so that beyond the beauty of the lights that we see before us, there will be the extraordinary power of the light that burns within us and between us. L'chadodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nikabela L'chadodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nikabela Shamor v'zachor b'diburecha Ishmi'anu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad hu shemo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'litila L'chadodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nikabela L'chadodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nikabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki hi mekor habracha Merosh mikedem misuchad Sof מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Top of 21.
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי שתדברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלד. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
We're on the bottom of 21. We rise and face the entrance.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני העם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
We continue standing for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, on page 28.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד, לעולם ועד.
Seated. In her famous poem, The Hill We Climb, the poet Amanda Gorman asks, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? And this, I think we as a people know a lot about. For the Hanukkah story, in fact, most of our stories as Jews remind us that from the darkness, that's really the birthplace of hope. It's the place where we search, and it's the place where we create the light. And in these past few months of darkness, I've really witnessed the overwhelming warmth of light. The light of seeing so much of Israeli society and diaspora Jews mobilize to support those who have experienced trauma and those who have been displaced. I've seen the light this Chanukah of non-Jews putting menorahs in their windows to support their Jewish friends. I've seen the light of our Leo Beck students who really care so deeply about the world around them. They've been traveling to Arizona to learn about the immigration crisis. They're going this weekend to Skid Row to have encounters with people experiencing homelessness so they can understand it more. And really seeing the playing and the laughing and the reverence for their Judaism. And I'm also in this space tonight, hearing all of us joining our souls together, praying and singing as one. She concludes her poem, "The new dawn blooms as we free it, for there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it." Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim, we praise you, God, who invites us to illumine one another amidst the darkness.
The words are simple. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Try it with me. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day. You guys keep it going. It comes with dance steps. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to. You guys look good. Roll into dark, roll into night. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, yalel or mipnei choshech, yalel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to light. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
We rise together for Shema. We're on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
If there are any religious school students who would like to come help us lead the Ve'ahavta, we invite all ages to come do so. We're on page 36. We have 3 very courageous representatives.
I like
up
it.
there. Uh-huh.
It's all good. They may spread the gospel. We'll have to wait and see. Please, see, it's working already. What can I tell you? Please join with me. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
At the beginning of our service, we recited the Chanukah blessings together, and they marvel at the miracle of the oil lasting for 8 nights instead of just for 1 night. But perhaps the miracle isn't just that the oil lasted for 7 days more than it was supposed to. It's that our ancestors were willing to kindle that light in the first place without knowing if it would last long enough for the full rededication of the temple. And so it teaches us that this miracle then is not only our people's persistence to pursue a better future, it's also that they believed that it was even possible. And so too did our ancestors walk step by step into the sea of reeds with the bravery to enter into the wilderness of uncertainty with the hope that there would be something bright on the other side. So as we join together in a moment for our Michamocha prayer, we can learn from our ancestors that the miracles come, yes, from lighting that first candle and from taking that first step, but they also come from maintaining the hope and maintaining the faith that light and redemption can also exist. Let's join together. We are on page 40.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. la la la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la, ya la la, 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 Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed.
We turn to our nighttime prayer, Hashkivenu, asking God to bring that light, that feeling of warmth and security with a Sukkot Shalom, a shelter of peace. We join together on your supplemental page.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom, L'shalom V'ha'amidenu Malkeinu L'chaim Ufros aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha Ufros aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen.
Our celebration of Chanukah transports us back to this legend where the Maccabees overcome the Greeks, and their temple, their synagogue that they return back to, is desecrated. And they only have enough oil to last for one night, and we see this miracle happen, that it ends up lasting for 8 entire nights. And I don't know about you, but when I look at all these lights here, I am able to be at peace just a bit more. I'm able to see a bit more hope in the world, and I'm able to see a bit more light inside of me. Contemporary philosopher David White, he writes this poem. It's called Blessing for the Light, and he writes about the power of light and how it can awaken within us a new way to look at ourselves. He writes, "I thank you, light, for the subtle way your merest touch gives shape to such things I could only learn to love through your delicate instruction. And I thank you this morning, waking again, most intimately and secretly for your visible invisibility, the way you make me look at the face of the world so that everything becomes an eye to something. Our Amidah is our prayer of being closest to ourselves. And it's our opportunity to see the light within ourselves and the light that's in the world. Our Amidah begins on page 46 with Adonai Sifatai Tiftach. Then we'll recite the first three prayers together as a community. And following, we'll have an opportunity for silent reflection or meditation, and we'll be seated when we're finished. In all the ways that we're able, I'll invite us to rise and turn to page 46.
Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Ufi Agi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei Bneihem, L'man Shemo Be'ava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol atah, Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiva Ruach u'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim b'Chesed, Mechayei HaKol merachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofei cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem emunato lishenei afar. Micha mocha ba'al gevurot, U'mido melach, Melech memit u'mechayeh u'matzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah lachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
We'll continue silently.
God does not love the midnight knock at the door. Boots thundering on the stairway, ransacked desks, mattresses torn apart, nor what must follow, the lonely pillow quietly soaked in tears. We believe life's everyday acts are holy, and the right to build a life out of these simple acts is sacred. Adonai gives no greater gift than to experience life freely, to act according to one's conscience, to know each in its season the joy and sorrow that belongs to us, and to give thanks for this in our own way. As witness to this fact, the contents of a small jar of oil burned for 8 days. The depth of that jar is beyond measurement, and its bottom will never be reached. In fervent celebration of this unending light that still reaches us, we illuminate 8 nights with everyday joys and ordinary gifts. Freedom must be won again and again, and we know freedom better each time we win it. Yet it is not for this repeated victory that candles are lit with great joy in every generation. The miracle of Chanukah lies not in the victory of freedom. The miracle is found afterward, when the time has come to rebuild, and the lights need to be relit. The story of Chanukah has a sequel. In time, the temple was destroyed. The temple was destroyed, and the Jewish people continued. Since the time of the Maccabees, the knowledge of how to rebuild is a part of us. At that historic moment, the broken ewers of consecrated oil whose contents, scattered and desecrated, found a way to give off light, took their place in our souls alongside the vessels that were shattered at the creation, and whose sparks it is our task to redeem. No task is holier than renewal, and at no moment is a miracle more possible. We thank you, Adonai, for the oil that lasts 8 nights, and for the Torah that endures forever. Be the light inside the darkness, be the hope, burning bright into the night, be the voice for those who cannot raise it, be the one who leads the way through the world's darkest days, be the light, be the light, be the light. When days feel long and all that's left inside you our darkest days, reach out for the light to guide you. The miracle of change begins with sparks of light we find within that shine. If we come close together, we will see a people strong, a shared humanity. To transform darkness into light, to lead with love instead of might, we shine. We shine. Be the light. Be the light inside the darkness. Be the hope burning bright into the night. Be the voice for those who cannot raise it. Be the one who leads the way through the world's darkest days. Be the light. Be the light. Be the light. Be the light. Oh, oh, oh. Be the light. Oh. Be the light.
Soon in a moment, we'll turn to page 253 for Misha Berach Lecholim, our prayer of healing. Before we do so, Chanukah, this time that we're in right now, we're not alone. We're not the only faith tradition that has a holiday of light. There's Diwali, there is Christmas, there's Santa Lucia Day, among others. And I think this goes to show that the true nature of Chanukah, which is when we are in a dark time, when we are feeling pain, or when there are others around us who are feeling pain or are in need of strength, that we must impose light upon the darkness. We must show our support and love and comfort to those who need it. We cannot do that without acknowledging that there is pain and there is suffering and there is darkness in our community and in the circles of friends and family members of our community members too. So in a moment, I'll ask you to bring to mind someone who is in need of strength of the body or of the spirit or of the soul. It might be someone in your family, it might be someone you know, it might be yourself. And bring that to mind, bring that person to mind, those people to mind. And I'll invite you to share those names. You can feel free to rise, and you can feel free to share those names either out loud or in your hearts as our eyes meet. be the light, be the hope, be the strength for those who need strength in our community. Our Misha Berach can be found on page 253, and we'll join our voices and our souls together.
Misha Berach Avotenu Makor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us sing
Refuah Shlema, a full and speedy recovery to all who need it, and we'll all say together, Amen. Aleinu, our concluding prayers, can be found on page 282. We will rise in all the ways that we're able.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 287. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו
Words to help prepare us for Mourner's Kaddish can be found on the bottom of 291. Yesh kochavim she'oram magia arza. There are stars up above. So far away, we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. these are the ways that we remember. As we recite Kaddish this Shabbat, we especially remember Jimmy Garrison, beloved cousin of LBT staff member Betsy Crute, and Yasha Kessler, father of longtime member Margot Kessler, whom death has taken from us recently. We link their names with Julius S. Bendet, Betty Bernard, Sandy Bothman, Norman Breslau, PhD, Rita Brucker, Lynette Chasin, Annette Korn, Charlotte Chain Davis, Lottie Fetchheimer, Sadie Norma Flom, William Glickbarg, Ernest Green, Harry Groby, Tracy Lynn Grunauer Baxter, Michael Shaw Jacobs, Stuart Kaland, Esther Ross, Juliet Lieber, Annette Lichman, Marshall Lichman, Jan Peters, Doris Rosenfeld, Ernest Sable, Sylvia Schneider, Alice Stoller Scott, Marvin Siegel, Jay Silvershare, Judy Singer, Esther Swiller, and Matt Taylor. If there are other names that we should add, or if I mispronounce the name of your loved one, I'll ask you to please rise and say their name at this time. We also think of all of those who have died as innocent victims of violence here in our country and our people's ancient home and in Gaza and in all the corners of the world that we far too often neglect. We'll join together in words of Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found on page 294. I'll invite you to please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, b'yamad yivrach hirtei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha barechu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. Zichronam levracha, may their memory be a blessing to all of us. We are going to get ready to conclude with an oldie but a goodie. I have a little dreidel. We expect all generations to sing, right, Rabbi Chasen?
Adam Sandler derided this song. He was wrong. It's a classic, right? Sing with all you got. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, and dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. My dreidel is so playful, it loves to dance and spin. A happy game of dreidel, come play now, let's begin. So dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, imru, amen. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו amen. Want to hear you sing it? Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו Ya la 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 la, sing it. La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la. Ya la 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 la, oh ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ya la la, ya la 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 ya la la. Vehimru, amen. Vehimru, amen. Last chance. Give it all you got. Can I give a little bit of love to the Friday Night Liftoff Band? Jamie, Oliver, Raina, Diane, God bless them.
And we are going to head to the social hall to enjoy some delicious Hanukkah dinner. Happy Hanukkah, Shabbat Shalom. And don't forget your Chanukah at the end of the night.